KD6BQ. Yeah, KD6BQ. KD6 Bravo Queen. K6MYC, we hear you, Richard. You are checked in, Richard. KD6BQ, K6MYC. Roger, Roger, 249. Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger. QRZ, anybody else out here yet this evening? 2 meter Bozo Net, beaming south toward Bakersfield and Lake Isabella. K6MYC, QRZ.
N6SWR, down here in Bakersfield.
Are you sure you're in Bakersfield, Ben? You're so loud, you're sitting right in the shack with me here, over.
Well, I've been there all week long. I've been looking over your shoulder.
Yes, you have. Good to hear you. Booming signal. Really strong tonight. And pleasure to hear you coming in so well. We did hear from Rick down there, KB6RQU. He answered or called Rob back. Rob made a couple of calls to make sure he was okay. And we didn't get any particulars. It's just that he's going through some hard times. We don't know exactly why. We're not too concerned, except that we want to know if we can help in any way. So we don't want to pry. But we want Rich to know that we're here to help if we can in any way, whether it's with prayers or whatever we need to get down his way to help him out there. Anyway, good to hear you, and hopefully you're doing well. And it was a kind of an overcast, I wouldn't say overcast, it was hazy. We had real hazy sun all day today, and it wasn't real warm. The temperatures probably never got much up beyond the mid-50s if it got that far. N6SWR, Bakersfield, Delta Mike 05, K6MYC, Central California, Delta Mike 07, Bozo Net, 2 meters.
Roger, and this is Bozo number 247, and I didn't reach out to anybody up there yet. I'm sorry, but it sounds like you have already gotten contact, so I won't do that. But if it's needed in the future, I'll be happy to do it. Thank you very much. N6SWR.
Yeah, well, thank you for offering, Ben. I appreciate it. Right at this point, we're just letting it wait, letting it hold. Rick said he would try to check in here. That's why I'm on here early this evening and beaming in your direction. I'm hoping that maybe he will check in and give us a hello and tell us if anything that we can do for him. Otherwise, we just hope he's okay and hope the antennas and everything in the shack are functional. So there you go. Anyway, you're sounding good. I haven't heard anybody else, just you and me on the band tonight. Maybe Rob's here. Let me check and see if Rob is in the shack yet. KM6 Sugar Radio in the group, K6MYC.
KE6VON 1040.
KE6VON, Adam is here. Good evening, Adam. KE6VON 1040. The old IRS number.
Right? Bad number. Hey, do I have my hum coming in tonight?
Do you have what coming in?
Am I getting the 60 cycle hum tonight?
Key up and don't say anything for 5 seconds. Yeah, we're hearing it. It sounds like that in the background, but when you're talking, I don't hear it.
Okay, yeah, I got it. Yeah, Aaron. Hi. He just said it's there. Aaron texted me at the same time.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not objectionable. It's something that as time goes on, you will find it, and you'll be surprised when you find it, or maybe one day you'll just have made some changes in the shack, and lo and behold, it'll be gone. I think you've done everything you can, other than running off battery. If you ran off a battery, then you wouldn't be hooked in any way to the grid, where the 60 cycles could create that hum. Somehow you're picking up grid, probably ground loop or something.
KM6SRR.
Here is Rob, and Rob, good evening, KM6 Sugar Radio. Say hello to Adam is on frequency. We also have Ben down there, so say hello to Ben first before he gets away.
Roger. Yeah, I've been monitoring. I've been downstairs eating. That's why I couldn't get up here too quick. Yeah, how you doing, Ben? N6SWR, number 247. And Adam there, KE6VON, 1040. And let's see, who was the other one there? Oh, Aaron, K6USY, 1091, or 1079. KM6SRR, back to net.
Thank you much, Rob, for checking in.
W6BBS 72.
You're a little weak tonight. I have no idea. Maybe it's just where my antenna is pointed, but thanks for checking in. N6SWR.
Roger, Ben, and want to say hello to Frank there, W6BBS 72. Over.
Hello, Rob.
I'm going to go down and eat for a bit, Mike. I'll be back in a minute. KM6SR, standing by.
Well, that's pretty one way. I haven't even had dinner yet. Matt and Bo normally fix dinner together tonight on Wednesday nights, and they're not even here yet, so they haven't even started dinner. Luckily, I had some snacks, and I ate my breakfast when I got back from the doctor's today about 1 o'clock this afternoon, so I'm not in any way, shape, or form hungry, but go enjoy your dinner. KM6 Sugar Radio, and Aaron can hopefully help me keep track of everybody that checks in now. After you've left, I think the last one I put down was K6USY, so you were just before that, and then we have a few others before that, but you got them, I think. Anyway, go get some dinner. K6MYC Bozo Net, looking down the valley, probably Visalia and whatever else. And maybe W6QUI is in Atascadero. If you're there, Ron, we can copy you. Go ahead and check in.
KK6ZKE.
Okay, I don't hear Ron, but I do hear a big, strong signal from Terry, KK6ZKE 704.
704, Roger. Good evening, Mike.
Yeah, good evening, Terry. Good, strong signal here. I think the band really sounds crisp and clean and nice tonight. I don't know why. But, boy, it sounds good. Last night, 1296 was pathetically weak. I mean, the locals were good, and a few stations out of the Bay Area were good, but most everybody was way down from normal. So the propagation was in the tank yesterday, but sure sounds good here on 2 meters tonight. So that's a good thing. Any news to report from the residents there at KK6ZKE's place?
No, I'm still trying to learn these stupid iPhones, but I went from Android to iPhone, so they're different.
Oh, that's an understatement. I still can't make mine work. I've had it for a year and a half.
Well, I got these off of Amazon unlocked and took it to Comcast, and turns out they were not coded right. So it took about 4 hours on the phone to get the caller ID working.
I'm listening to the guys in LA beneath you there. I wanted to make sure they weren't asking for check-ins from up here.
Yeah, roger that. I'll let you listen.
That's okay.
Charlie Echo Fox.
Okay, KG6 Charlie Echo Fox. Did you go to the lesson last night with the rest of the guys for advanced or extra class?
Negative, Mike. I cannot afford to go back and forth right now, so I didn't even start it. I talked to Ken. He knows it.
Well, I know that, but I thought you and Dave could ride together. Dave, I believe, went down.
Oh, that I wasn't aware of. He didn't offer. He didn't say anything, but I'll check into that.
Okay. I believe Dave went. Now, I can't swear to that either. Rob would know, but Rob's downstairs. Just wait, stick around until Rob gets upstairs from dinner, and we'll find out if Dave was at the class or not.
Roger.
Okay.
5DTU.
Hey, KC 5DTU. Did you go to the class?
That's affirmative, and Dave was there.
Okay, so Dave was there. So maybe you could touch base with Dave tomorrow sometime and see if you could grab a ride with him. I don't know any reason why you couldn't do that unless he's going to leave there and come back and go on to L.A. or something. But you can always get a ride back up your way with somebody else, like Rob's going down there. So he's the closest. He could get you damn near home, and then you could just hitchhike the rest of the way up the hill. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll see what we can do. Yeah, I would like to go. All right. Thank you, sir.
Righty, and if Ken checks in here tonight, we'll find out if you can make up that missing night. If you can get a chance to go. We knew the problem. We knew you were tight and couldn't go on your own. But since there's two people generally going from your area there, if nothing else, you could probably drive over to Rob's place and ride with him. I think on a Tuesday night, I'm not sure whether Rob's home. I think Rob's been going to work on Tuesday, so maybe he wouldn't be able to get a ride in with him. But Dave certainly is, and if he's going to the class, you might as well ride together. I don't see any big hang-ups there. One way or the other, even if it only works 6 out of 8 lessons, then we can figure out something else for the other 2 and get you in there.
KM6SRR.
Like last time, the first one shouldn't be hard to make up. It gets worse from there.
KM6SRR.
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, I had to come back up here because we got some false information brewing. Dave was at the meeting last night, but he had to come down about 11. He's got some doctor appointments and stuff, and I guess he usually does at the same time he comes down. So I don't know if Darryl wants to hang around that long. But that's when I asked Dave last night, and he said, well, I got doctor appointments. He's not doing as good as he used to be, so he's kind of getting worse. Anyway, I'd like to help him out, I guess. I do go to work on Tuesday. I suppose I could probably change days or something. Over.
Oh, no, I wouldn't want you to do that for me, Rob. You know what? It's okay. Really, it is.
Well, I need another guy to be there going through the turmoil that I'm having to suffer. Over.
Yeah, boy, I have to admit, some of that stuff, even in the general, some of that stuff they were doing just went right over my head, the math.
Yep, me too, likewise. Anyway, I just wanted to clear that up. KM6SR will be standing by.
Thanks, Rob.
Well, it's not one thing to do the math. I don't think they expect anybody to do the math, but you should be able to recognize the correct way to do it. Whether you have to go, I don't think they ask you to do on a multiple choice question. They don't ask you to sit there and do the math to get the answer. I don't think. It didn't used to be that way. I know that when I took the extra class, I didn't have to sit there and calculate anything with a slide rule or a calculator or anything. It was just a matter of answering a question that was, the answer was there, and it was sort of calculated for you, but they gave you 3 or 4 answers that weren't right and one that was. Over.
Yeah, that's how it was. I just remember still feeling kind of dumb about it, but it didn't stop me. I passed anyway. But even if I don't get to go, I'm real good at studying and the question pools all by myself. I sit and look at them for hours going over it. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it'd sure be good if you did get that extra class out of the way, because they're not with your location and everything, they're not that easy to get to. So a little extra effort somewhere along the line might be worth the effort at this point. Just get it done, get it out of the way, and then you're home free for the rest of your life. Over.
Oh, listen, I agree with you, Mike, and come hell or high water, I will get it.
Okay. Maybe Rob can come home and tell you everything he learned in about 10 seconds, right? Rob doesn't want to answer that one.
I don't blame him.
I had my mouth full of some spaghetti and meatballs, over.
Now, spaghetti and meatballs got in the way of that stumbling answer. What would you say to that, your 10-second dissertation on the answers?
Well, I could do it by saying, here, read this part of the book. And that first session, Ken just kind of went over the questions and stuff, so you'd be able to catch up pretty easily on that, I think, over.
And next week you'll have the beam up, but right now he's on the vertical.
47.
47, hang on.
Okay, 47, and there's a couple of others here that could probably give you a signal, Pat. Good evening, 58 W6PMD, K6MYC, over to Rob, KM6SRR. Go ahead, Rob.
How you doing, Pat? W6PMD, this is Kilo Mike 6, Sierra Romeo. Good to hear you there, over. Hey, Pat, you still hear me? You kind of came up, and then maybe you've gone down. 432, KM6SRR.
Yeah, 432. Hang on just 1 second. We got a little local traffic. Mike, let me interrupt, and Dale, let me interrupt and pick the guys up in Central California real quick. All right, 432, we got you in there, Rob. And Mike, number 47, good and strong. This is W6PMD, Bozo 58.
You're not supposed to sit on my shack when you do the Southern California Net, but you're sitting right here with me tonight. My God, you're loud. Anybody else for Pat in Southern California, over?
WA6AJ.
Northern California, if possible.
WA6AJ.
WA6 Alpha Julia, is that a Roger?
Roger that. Thank you, Pat. W6PMD, WA6AJ.
Cool.
727.
Your Bozo number.
Double with you. Give him your Bozo number again, Mike.
727.
All righty, 727. We got you in there. And Greg down in San Diego, KK6WLD, wants to make this contact while the band's open. So let me turn it over to Greg.
I heard Greg. Good evening, Greg. KK6WLD, K6MYC, Bozo 47. Give me your number, Greg.
Good evening, Mike. Bozo number 15, number 615 coming to you from W612, WLD.
Did I hear 615 or 612? I heard two different numbers. 615 or 612? Which is it?
Number 5 again, number 5.
Okay, 615. We got you. KK6WLD. Thank you, Greg.
Waiting, only running 50 watts, 50 watts tonight. I did bring the amplifier with me.
Yeah, well, you're doing good. You don't need it. You're very loud for me. You're 5 and 2 here. Anybody else for KK6WLD, San Diego, DM12? Okay, I guess that's it. I'm the one tonight for you, Greg. Good to work you again. We've been talking about you, but I haven't heard you for a while.
Yeah, it was the first time I've come out here to the Torrey Pines glider port again, so that's much easier shot from at home. I'll send it back over to you so you can rouse up anybody else down here. K6MYC, KK6WLD.
Roger, Greg. Super solid signal from La Jolla, or not that, Torrey Pines, I should say, area there. Okay. Anybody else in L.A. for the check-in to the Central California Net? K6MYC, Bozo 47. Nothing heard, Pat. It's all yours.
Okay, yeah, I didn't hear anything else. Yeah, you guys were loud. You're back down about an S5 now, but still Q5 all the way. All you guys are sounding good tonight. Well, thanks for being there. And guys have a good week, and we're going to prepare to get a little wind down here for the next couple of days.
Well, good. Hang in there, and yeah, good to see the band conditions coming back a little bit. It might have something to do with the early hour, but I think it's just a good night. I think we've got exceptional propagation this evening, Pat. 7-3, my friend. Talk to you soon. W6 Papa Mike Delta and the group, K6MYC Bozo Net.
73.
Okay, and I've got you checked in, Mike, at WA6AAJ. Anybody else here to check into the Northern California Net? Over.
K6USY 1079.
Got you checked in already. Did you want to get Pat?
No, you guys checked me in, but I hadn't talked yet.
Well, talk to me.
I just sent Rob a text message. I'm like, Rob, I haven't even transmitted yet, but okay.
Well, we knew you were in here. You turned on all the stuff, so you're an automatic. But Rob essentially named your call, so you were checked in right after him.
Yep, no worries. And I did get Rob last night on 1296. He popped in like 10 minutes after you turned off your radio.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was talking to on 1296 last night. Okay. Well, let's see. He talked on for a while with somebody. I forgot. I think I finally. Who were you talking to after I got out of there? Was it? It was Frank, wasn't it?
Well, Frank was in there to say goodnight.
I thought Rob talked to somebody. I think he was talking to Frank for at least a few minutes. Maybe it was somebody else. I can't remember now.
Night before I talked to Rob. Last night I said goodnight to you guys, and you had your antenna turned in a direction that I was in your null, and I could barely hear you. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. It was after you signed off apparently when he was talking, because that was me, not me last night. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, so much for the confusion, Aaron. We did not clear it up.
Oh, no worries. The main thing is you had an extra check-in last night, and I got him added to the list before I sent off the email. That's the only thing I was communicating there.
Well, who was it?
Rob.
Oh, I gotcha. Because he really wasn't there until he was there, was he?
Yeah, because he got home late after the class last night, and I still had the radio on, and he popped on frequency, and I told him he was checked in.
Well, good for him. I'll write him in. I still have the log sheet in the house on top of the table there, so I'll write him in. Thanks, Aaron.
Yep, he was there, so we made it official. All righty, Mike, back to net. K6USY.
In this group, the cart leads the horse.
But you can't lead the horse to water and make him drink.
I would just stop right now before I get in trouble. Thank you, sir.
I was on the phone, so I missed what was going on. My ears were supposed to be ringing, KM6SR.
No, you were just getting checked in by Aaron. You checked Aaron in here tonight, and he just checked you in from posthumously last night. Over.
Hey, Roger, I was on the band. Whether the net was closed or not, I won't go into that. Over.
Oh, I didn't close it. I just closed the door here. No, we'll get you on the paper when I go in the house tonight, Rob. We got you all okay. Let's see. Who else is in here? Anybody else? There should be some others. How about Alpha 6 Sugar? He should be here. We couldn't get W6QUI out of the woodwork last night. I don't know if he's here tonight. Missing quite a few people. Let me turn it down to Kerry. Kerry only got a little check in there. Kerry, let me get some words from your mouth. And how you doing? I'll call you the compost man from now on, okay?
Roger that. Well, I have some more for you, so gonna try and make it up there with it, and we'll bring you a load of compost and the latest news. So looking forward to it, Michael.
Okay, well, today would have been a little ratty, but it would have worked, but I didn't get home from the doctor's office. I went to see KD6 old Jewish doctor, OJD, up in in Oakhurst, and I checked out okay, by golly. I have a heartbeat, and the eyes here see a little bit, and the ears hear and see a little bit, and hear a little bit. And everything else seemed to be okay. So we exchanged pleasantries and a few other tidbits of information, and I went home. But we had to wait almost an hour, 2 hours to get in to see him at our 10 o'clock appointment, and I saw him just after noon. So that's the way he runs his shop there. He's just overloaded. Anyway, as where we were this morning, so I didn't get back here. Frank was here working his tail off. And we got all 6 of our batteries got delivered today, and he got them all in the rack and installed and hooked up. And one little glitch in the software yet to be worked out, but everything seems to be charging and working, so that's good. So,
Roger, KC5 DTU. Boy, I'm impressed with those battery systems. So we'll have to have a talk with Frank about them and look into them. But pretty impressive system, and I think that you're going to be prepared for anything that comes along. KC5 DTU.
Well, with the batteries that I have right now, I'm clearly can be off grid 100% of the time. We still have the grid hooked up, and used it a little bit today to bring the new batteries up to speed. You don't want to hook old batteries, heavily charged batteries, highly charged batteries to ones that are only half charged. So you want to get them closer together when you hook them all together. So we did run the grid for a little while today just to charge up the new batteries, but that would have been the only reason. From now on, we shouldn't have to use the grid anymore. Even on the dullest of days, we should have enough charge from the solar panels to do it. And if not, why we can always add a few more panels. So we're close. We're planning on adding some new panels to replace the 200-watt ones. We'll put some 400 or 600-watt panels up there to replace those, and then that'll take care of that problem. And we'll move some of the older panels up to the well. When I don't run the well and I don't use any water, then we actually make power. I got a negative in the bill last month for February. I got a negative, so we actually gave them power in February more than I took. Over.
Yeah, roger that. Well, I tell you, it's probably a great feeling to not get anything from them. So again, I'm impressed. Very impressive system you have there. And I'll turn it back to you so we can continue with the net. K6NYC, KC5 DTU.
Hey, Kerry. 6 is here. All right, I'll talk to Kerry, and then we'll give it to Ken there. Hey, Kerry, I heard that you want to talk to me about all this, and I'll just give you fair warning. You ask Mike, every time we have a little talk, he ends up spending another 10 grand. So just warning you ahead of time. Good evening, sir. Give me a call anytime you want. WA60IB in the net. Go ahead, Ken. Good evening from W6BBS.
Yeah, good evening, Frank and Kerry and Mike and everyone else. WA60IB is here for a few minutes anyway until the 10-meter net, and then I'll be back after that. So hope everybody had a great day. K6MYC and the gang, WA60IB.
Good evening, Maestro, and enjoyed the evening last night, so carry on.
Wasn't that fun?
We're still trying to figure out how to get Daryl down there. We thought that maybe he could ride with Dave, but I guess Dave's going in early on those days because he has doctor's appointments or something going on that he has to go in early in the day. So we're trying to figure out how to get Daryl down there for your tests. We're working on it. Let's put it that way. WA60IB. Good evening. K6MYC. Bozo Net.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, I talked to Dave about it last night. Yeah, he comes in early. He's got doctors on a regular schedule, so that gets him in too early for him to hang around and all that. So nothing to do. So oh well. Anyway, we had a good time. WA60IB. Back to net.
I want to say hello to Pat down there in L.A.
I'm pointed up north.
Okay, well, then don't worry about it. We had 3 or 4 of us check in. In fact, we had good signals all the way down to Torrey Pines there. KK6 Whiskey Lima Delta came in with his smashing 50 watts, and we checked in. So that was good. Anyway, good to hear you. The guy that we haven't heard down there very much lately is WA6TED. I don't know what's happened to Ted. I should have asked Pat, but I wonder if he's not had a heart attack or has some other physical problem, because he's always the big signal from down that way. Scott's turned the other way right now. He's taking local check-ins, so we'll ask him another time. All right, anybody else in the San Joaquin Valley or any place else that's hearing me? K6MYC Bozo Net. We need a couple of more check-ins from Course Gold to make sure we have enough to beat out the Bay Area.
I'll check in a second time if it helps.
We'll go get Jen, and then she can check in. Does Jen have a Bozo number?
Negative. I've just never talked her into it, Mike. And EME, something like that, she's interested in, but she just does not want to come out and check in on a net.
Okay. No worries. If we let her check in and Gwen checks in, we may never get our net back.
Well, and you know, with Jen, she probably just doesn't want to come out here and hang out with a bunch of old men talking about their aches and pains and politics. Over.
I was going to use, you're stretching it when you say old man. I was going to say old farts.
Well, I was being kind. There are some delicate ears listening here and there.
That I know of. All right. Last check for San Joaquin Valley. We'll be here. We're not going anywhere, but you should check in now so I don't have to turn around the antenna around. Eddie maybe could be checking in. KE6BK, K6MYC. Anybody else in the San Joaquin? Nothing heard. Let's go to Monterey. Wait a minute. We got to go to a Atascadero. He isn't there either, though. But I'll go there anyway because he should be there. Maybe he's just not hearing me tonight. Atascadero, KW6QUI or KN6EIV, K6MYC. Anybody over there on the coast? I'll be darned. Was there an earthquake? Did the coast slide off into the ocean?
Wasn't Wednesday's Ron's rough night to get on?
Well, sometimes Thursdays, he can't do Thursdays very well. Wednesdays, I guess once a month Wednesday he's a ex-pilot or something, does something to do with the aircraft, but maybe what it is tonight.
Yeah, I just was misremembering. I was remembering it was Thursday, you're right.
Well, he does something on one Wednesday a month too, so. But he was supposed to be in here last night on 1296, but didn't show up, so I don't know what happened there. Anyway, okay. Shattered enough. KM6EIV hasn't got his tower up yet. He's got a new tower to get everything going, but he lost a bunch of stuff in the windstorm and has to straighten elements and straighten booms, and I don't think he's had a chance to do that. All right, I'm going to go to Monterey then. The heck with you guys. Coming up toward 265, WA6 London, India Echo. WA6LIE, I did not hear on 6 meters on Monday either. I don't know why we didn't hear him. Maybe he just was upset with me because I really didn't take a legitimate standby for him. WA6LIE, K6MYC, are you there, Scott? I don't hear the squeaky remote base checking in, so I guess he isn't there. Maybe we'll have Tom look for him in a second. Tom, KW6S. Let's see. Let me get up your way. Oh, there you are. WA6LIE. We have you now. Take a transmission and see if I can peek on you. Go ahead.
Okay, very good. Yeah, you sound pretty good right now, so I wouldn't adjust it too much, but you're right in there. Yeah, I heard my call, but it was kind of weak. It's like you weren't on me. So at any rate, yeah, good evening. Hopefully you're coughing okay. WA6LIE.
Yeah, we got you all okay. We missed you on Monday night. Did we overlook you, or did you just not make it?
No, I didn't make it on Monday night. I had a hard day, and I went to bed early.
No worries. I was just concerned that somehow we'd missed you. I did spend quite a while talking to Tom over there with the antenna close to you, and you should have heard me, so I was pretty sure you weren't there, but I didn't want to. I could also still write you, and if you had been there and I couldn't hear you or something. All righty. I don't know about 6. I haven't looked at 6. We didn't even have enough time today to leave the radio on, and then we were doing battery additions today, so the power was on and off, so I just didn't even mess with 6 today. Anything happen?
Okay, yeah, no traffic, nothing, just local. One local, that's it, yeah. No activity on 6 today, Mike, so I don't know, we'll have to wait for the next event to happen. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll see you Sunday night then, Scott. 7-3 for now, and maybe we'll get some fireworks between now and Sunday. The bands, I mean, the weather-wise, we're going to be stable, so I don't think there's any more rain coming this way. So at least we'll have decent weather conditions in case 6 decides to open for us. 7-3, WA6LIE, Monterey, K6MYC, Bozo Net.
Okay, Mike, very good. Copy all that. All righty, thanks a lot. You have a great evening, and we'll see if anything happens on 6. You never know. It's that time of year, son. I'm listening every day on 6 meters. So, 7-3, good evening to you there, Mike. WA6LIE.
Roger, Scott, 7-3. And how about you, Tom?
K6MYC, KW6S. Yeah, I haven't heard anything on 6. I get on there and call CQ once in a while, and so far I haven't heard anything. I guess Easter Island was spotted, but I read the spot wrong, and it was not today. It was yesterday or the day before. So, yeah, not too much going on like that. 12 meters has been pretty hot on FT8 for some pretty wild DX, but otherwise just sort of sit back and keeping busy here doing lots of other stuff.
Okay, very good. Well, we're still organized pretty clearly for the Visalia thing. I think Friday we're hoping to have you come down, and the display area opens up on Friday. I didn't know that. I think we talked about this last night, but we do set up on Friday morning, and by noon the commercial and the booths are all open for wandering, and then at 5 o'clock I think Ken's going to be there, and then I'll ride back with either you or Ken or 2 or 3 other people coming down. We do have a friend of ours from Olympia, Washington, going to come in as well. K7VO is coming down. So we should have quite a group, and then we're looking forward to the club meeting afterwards, and then even more so to the dinner afterwards with all the Bozo members and a few invited guests. Over?
Yeah, I was telling my wife when we were kicking that around, and then she said, well, we have tickets that night for the contest dinner, and which is something I always do, and so I'm not sure how we're going to sort that out yet, and we'll still wait to see if we can make it. We will be there during the day pretty loose and fancy free, so we should be able to meet who's ever there in pretty good shape.
Yeah, well, if you want to go to the contest dinner, you're more than welcome to do that. I've never gone to the dinners. I think I went 1 year out of the last 30 or 40 years, but there's rubber chicken dinners, and I can always turn those off real easy, but and sometimes the talks are interesting, but most of the time I've done so many de-expeditions that they usually don't hold a lot of interest to me because I've been there, done that, sort of. Over?
Yeah, we usually get a batch of friends together, and they can be a lot of fun if you get enough wine at the table.
There you go. Okay. All right. well, there you go. Anyway, we'll keep the invitation's always open, and we know the timing and the schedule now and everything. So, whatever you can do, it would be great. But if we have to be minus Bozo 610 at the dinner after the club meeting, that's so be it. You could always have the dinner at the contest thing, and then come later up to Fresno and have dinner with us later.
Well, if I were, let's say, 60 years younger, I could probably do that.
What some of the guys do, they have dinner when they leave house, so they come to the dinner with us, but they just have a soda or a malt or something. They have dessert there instead. Over.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about my physical and personal endurance.
Okay, I mean you can't go 24/7 anymore?
No, I really can't. I used to say if I can get 4 hours of sleep, I'm in pretty good shape. And then it was 5 hours, and that went quite a while. 6 or 7 was better. And now I just sort of reminisce about those days.
I'm pushing toward 10 or 12 in little chunks.
Yeah, I guess maybe that was it. And if you don't have to keep on the schedule of noon and midnight and all that, you can just sort of do a free form.
That's it. What time is it, Tom?
It is 3:06, and it's the 14th.
I got the date. I just needed to know what time it was. All the guys that are over on 10-meter net right at the moment. I was going to get Rob and get him to make a comment to you, but we'll or Ken, but we'll let it go till he gets back, hopefully. All right, I'll let you go, and I'll move up into the Bay Area and see who's alive and well up there. Really poor conditions last night on 1296. You were okay, but boy, oh boy, it was marginal.
KM6SR.
Hearing you, but it was up and down, but we got it done. We should probably check for KB6LEE too.
Yeah, let's do that. I hear you, Dane. I got you written in, Dane. Stand by, or at least you're checked in. And Rob, what'd you have?
Well, you said you wanted me to say something. I'm monitoring both here right now. Over.
No, I wanted to actually ask Ken about it, but that's all right.
Okay, I'll go back to monitoring. KM6SR, standing by.
Okay. KB6 Lima Echo Echo, KB6LEE. Lee, are you in here this evening? K6MYC Bozo Net.
Roger, Roger. I am here. I don't have really anything new to report, but I listened to you guys on 6 meters the other night going down memory lane there, and that's why I didn't check in, because you guys had a pretty good trip down memory lane, like I said, and it went on for quite a long time. So I just decided I would pass on that one and try and catch up with you guys tonight here.
Yeah, well, you can always break in. That doesn't. If we can't hold our train of thought for a check-in, we're not supposed to be doing this net anyway.
Well, that's okay. I thought it was far more interesting to sit back and listen to what you guys were talking about, and you know, all of the memories that you had and your progress through your experiences with radio. That it was worth just hanging out and listening to. Go ahead.
Look, I'm glad it was interesting and not boring to more than one or two other people. It was good to hear about Ansel Robinson. I haven't heard that name for so many years I can't even remember how in the hell I ever even remembered it or even recognized it when Tom brought it up is beyond me.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes those things, you know, I meet somebody face to face, and I go, "What the hell is that person's name?" And yet I'm doing something else, something completely unrelated, and all of a sudden somebody's name and their memory will pop into my head, and I'll go, "Why the hell am I remembering that now?" But I know exactly what you mean. So, yeah, well, it was good listening to you guys, and otherwise, like I said, I don't have much of anything new to add here. I am going to be doing some work on the Quaggy and trying to get everything sorted out with that coming up, and hopefully, probably not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I'm hoping that I'll be able to make it in on the 432 net.
Well, good. We'll be anxious to hear some progress there. Very good, Lee. Thank you. And don't feel bad about that weird memory where you remember stuff 2 days after you wonder why it pops in. That's latency. It's your hard drive is full, and it takes a long time for it to get around to the point where you've got that memory stored. I'm taking Primogen, by the way, and it seems to be bringing some of those things back a little better. It is bringing some of the weird old memories like that back, and I don't know. Sometimes I can't get them up immediately, but all of a sudden they pop in, and I'm kind of amazed. But the Primogen does seem to be doing that. And I'm taking something else that's also enhancing my brain. Man, you know me, I need all the help I can get. I can't. It used to be I couldn't remember my own name when I got up in the morning. I had to look at my wallet to see who the hell I was.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I used to tell people, tell me your name again, because I have to check my own ID to remember my name. Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're on the same page. Okay, very good, Lee. Well, good luck with the Aggie, and we'll talk to you next week, probably on Sunday night if you can make it in here. Good night for now. KB6LEE. Give me your Bozo number, K6MYC.
K6MYC from KB6LEE. My Bozo number, I'm the Countdown Bozo, 1098. Roger, roger.
1098. Well, somebody has that number, but I haven't been able to connect it to you yet. I don't know why I can't do that. Usually I connect numbers and call signs and names, but that one hasn't made the connection yet. I need some super glue, I guess.
You'll get it sooner or later. You'll get tired of me saying it over and over again, and that's when it'll stick, right?
Yeah, well, that's what it takes. You have to come in with it the same pattern every time. You come in KB6LEE 1098, and I'll get it, and then I'll get that pattern. That's partly what helps me remember when the guys do it right consistently for me.
Yeah, okay. Point well taken, yeah. We all learn at different rates, and yeah, we all have our different ways of learning patterns, but patterns are very much a key to learning. So, all right, 7-3, Mike, I'll let you go, and 7-3 to everybody else on the net. KB6LEE, I'm out.
Okay, thanks, Lee, 7-3. Anybody else that's hearing me now, check in, K6MYC Bozo Net.
WB6JNN.
WB6JNN. Pretty loud signal considering I'm not pointed at you. Take one, Jim, and I'll bring the antenna up.
Yeah, okay, Mike. WB6JNN in San Jose, and been a cool day today, but had some sunshine. Lots of wind as well. Not strong, but enough to keep it cool. So no airplane flying happened today. Every time I decided, well, let's go out, it got windy again. There were some lulls in the wind, but it's okay. There's always tomorrow. Anyway, I got to also try to get the lock mode, so that's going to be a project for tomorrow as well. So anyway, that's the story here. Not any radioactivity aside from that. WB6JNN.
Yeah, funny little fade on you. You go way down, probably 10, 15 dB fade every 3 seconds. What did you say was your other thing that you worked on today besides trying to fly?
Actually nothing. Well, I had to do some grocery shopping, but aside from that, and I had to go get some charcoal so I could do the tri-tip tonight. But then it turned out I didn't need it anyway, but that's okay. I used up the old, the remains of the old bag, so it all worked out okay. And I also said something about mowing the lawn tomorrow.
That's what you said earlier, something about mowing the lawn. I don't think it was the grocery thing that got me. I just didn't catch it. One word missing there in one of those deep fades. Are you hearing that on my signal, over?
Well, it's sort of unsettled, but
you're out of the noise enough to probably, I just don't notice it because it's still audible. When I drop out, I probably drop out where you can't hear me.
No, it just drops down so low that sometimes I don't hear the word correctly. It gets to a point where my ears can't respond. As you get older, old man, the ear and brain latency starts to affect me, and sometimes I just can't put the word together. I hear it, and then I think, what the hell did he say? And then when you say it, I said, how did I miss that? Anyway, thanks, Jim. Okay, sorry you didn't get a chance to fly. Maybe the wind will calm down. We should have some pretty good weather over the next few days, although I guess somebody said something about wind in L.A. the next couple of days, but hopefully. We haven't had much here. There's been minimal winds. I mean, almost any time of the day through my day here, you could fly. There might be 15 or 20 minutes where you might have a little turbulence, but it's very minor here at my place. Anyway, no rain either, so we're missing two things in the weather. At least the sun comes up every morning sometimes. See you later, WB6JNN, K6MYC.
Kilo 6, Victor Bravo Golf 971.
There's KB6BBG 971. Got you, Dave. Good evening.
Good evening, Mike.
Okay, what's up with Dave? You just got started on the extra class, so maybe in another 2 or 3 weeks you'll have some knowledge that you can share.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know though. Never know. Yeah, it was a full class.
Yeah, the only guy that wanted to come that can't, and obviously it would have been perfect if you didn't have your doctor's issues, but we're trying to figure out a way to get Daryl down there, but I guess it isn't going to work, at least at the current time there. Otherwise, I'm glad that he's got a pretty full class. I know Kerry's taking the class, and that's good. And Rob is in there, and you're in there, and probably several others that I don't know. Anyway, good evening to you. I did share a few moments today with Dr. Dan. I had an appointment, just kind of a first real checkup after the first time I saw him, which was kind of a half-assed checkup, sort of getting to know each other and getting my records into his office and stuff. Today we had a little appointment for just a quick check, going over my blood draw that happened 3 months ago and stuff like that, but I'm okay. He said, Mike, I got news for you. You're still breathing. You're above ground. Be happy.
Well, there you have it. That's a positive. When do you make your next appointment for?
6 months.
Well, so you got your expiration date is at least 6 months.
For sure. All right.
That's how I always look at it, you know. As long as I keep making follow-up appointments, I guess I'll live at least that much longer.
Yeah, it's sort of like the checkbook, you know. And the woman that says, she's bouncing checks like crazy. She says, I don't see how I can be bouncing checks. I still got checks in the checkbook.
That's right.
All righty. Let's see. Anybody else? Dane, are you still in here? I didn't get it back to you. We did get you written in, but I didn't get it back to you. WB6JNP, K6MYC.
As a matter of fact, I still am.
You sure are. Boy, you hung in there more than 2 minutes today. You must have had dinner already.
Yeah, we had a St. Patrick's dinner at the clubhouse. So
I hear you, Jim. Stand by.
I didn't have to cook, and we got back, and that was about it.
Okay. Very good. I did pause because I heard W6PQ. I'll check in underneath you there, and I was writing him in. Very good. I haven't heard Dan for a while. I may need Dan, so you may want to throw a rock at his window and see if you can get him in here for a check-in. We're trying to beat the Bay Area again tonight. I think we can do it. He'll be the last one that we would get, other than Dr. Dan, and I kept Dr. Dan in his office so long today, he probably won't make the net tonight. Over.
Sure, so let me see if I can wake up Dan.
Okay. Do you know who Dr. Dan is?
No, I don't.
Dr. Dan lives in I think he lives in Corsko. His office is up in Oakhurst. That's KD6OJD, Old Jack Daniels, or Old Jewish Doctor, as he calls himself. And he's my new general practitioner over.
Okay, well, that's what you want is, I thought it was a Jewish accountant, but Jewish doctors work.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, I was up to see him today. But he said he probably wouldn't get a chance to check in tonight. He's probably still at the office looking at somebody. All right, good night. And let me see about Jim here. Let me get the antenna a little more your way, Jim. Just a smidgen more signal toward Jim PQL, although I don't need it. W6PQL, pick it up, K6MYC.
Okay, Mike. Well, the band's in pretty good shape tonight. You're not as strong as you can be on 2 meters. You were peaking for a while there at S9, but, it flutters up and down. I've got a lot of noise here tonight. I think what you guys were referring to is about the winds in Southern California or the Santa Anas. They're suffering through that right now. Those can be pretty stiff winds down there, and they last for days. We've probably got something like that going on here, too, although it hasn't been very windy here. Just, I would say maybe a light breeze of 20 miles an hour, something like that, but it's kicking up a lot of noise in my area here, which makes 2 meters a little tough, but you're well above it. And let's see, I was going to mention a couple of other things, and they slipped my mind. See, I need some of that Prevagen myself, I guess. Okay. Well, maybe it'll come to me later. I'm sure it'll come to me later when I'm asleep or something. K6MYC, W6PQL. Oh, I forgot. Here it is. Number 52 was in there last night on 222.
Okay, yeah, we missed you last night. I figured he was, but we talked to Ed quite a while. And you were gone, I guess, at one point. I came back to the Bay Area. I don't think I got anybody, but we talked with the antenna over that way quite a while before we quit. And then I figured, well, you probably worked him, but we just had such poor propagation. You didn't stick around. Anyway, I've got the log sheet open. I've got a log Steve in from you, and also log in Rob KM6SRR, who was at the extra class license at WA6OIB and is now putting on Tuesday nights here. But he got home, and when he got home, the band was still, he turned on the radio, and Aaron was still listening, the guy that does the streaming, and Aaron heard him, and they talked, and so he's checked in. So I got 2 people to write in the log. That gives us, we had 17, that gets us up to 19, almost a full night. Anyway, good evening. You're very strong here, Jim, very, very strong. You got to at least S9 on that transmission, but there was some fading, but with your power it holds it, so I don't even notice it unless I look. Anyway, you're a little light in the Bay Area tonight, so let's see who else is there. K6MYC, and maybe you can see, maybe we'll hear KB6 Whiskey Foxtrot Charlie. How about you, Mike? You're the toughest over there, over.
6MYC, KB6 WSC.
Oh, there he is. Good signal, too. Boy, I think we've got really good propagation tonight. 775. Go ahead.
Good evening, Mike and the group. Ant just kicked out. There we go.
Yeah, it kicked out on you, Mike. He's lost his amplifier temporarily, Mikey.
Me or him?
No, he has. Mike up in Daly City lost his amp temporarily. It kicked out on him.
Yeah, I heard it drop out.
But I still heard it on the stream, so that's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's. I thought you were going to check that out and see what was going on. Did you find out if it's an antenna or just an amp problem?
I think it's an amp problem.
It's a what problem?
He says he thinks it's an amp problem.
Oh, okay. Try turning the drive down just a little bit and see if it holds.
how about now? KB6WSC.
Okay. Now, that's not long enough for it to kick out, though. You've got to make a real legitimate transmission. Have you done anything on EME lately?
Nothing on EME. I want to get my my dish working. There goes the I don't know what it is.
Okay. Well, it tripped out on your dish working, but we still heard you, but it's very light. So it's still tripping, so apparently it's not a drive thing. It's just something's heating up and tripping out. I think, is that the one he got from England or someplace, Jim?
Yeah, it's one of the Gemini amps, but he bought it used, so, once it is in somebody else's hand, you don't know if they've adjusted it here or there, something like that, so I'm pretty sure he'll figure it out eventually.
Okay, well, it's certainly got to be annoying for him, and he sure as hell can't do any moon bounce with it like that.
Yeah, probably not.
It came from K6U.
Give it to us phonetically. Kilo Echo 6 United is what I heard, but that might be right.
No, Kilo Alpha 6 United. Yeah, he travels around the States and gives people rates.
Was that you, Mike?
Yeah, it was. I'll relay for you. K6U does roving during the summer usually, and he goes to rare grids and things like that. So that's who he got it from.
What's that got to do with his amplifier?
Well, I think he was trying to make the point that it was probably a reliable source.
Oh, does he fix amps while he's traveling?
What's that?
Does he fix amplifiers while he's traveling around?
I don't know, Mike. I don't think so.
Well, I'm confused because he jumped from amplifier tripping to somebody traveling around doing grid expeditions in the summer, I guess, and I didn't know what the transition was for.
That's where the amplifier came from.
Oh, okay. That makes some more sense then.
So it's well used.
It's only good for 7 or 8 words, isn't it, Jim?
Yeah, but it's probably just a sensitivity adjustment on the trip out, Mike. I don't know if you have opened it up to take a look at where the control board is, but there's an SWR trip sensitivity trimmer in there that you can adjust back if that's what's doing it to you.
I'm wondering if it's just modulation or something.
If everything's working right, it shouldn't trip unless you go above 2 to 1 or 3 to 1, depending on where that sensitivity adjustment is set.
Okay, well, I haven't ever opened it up ever.
Well, open it up. Don't be afraid of it. It won't bite.
Yeah, but I'm not electrical. I'm mechanical.
Yeah, I know, but you can find a pot, find a control board. It won't be the RF board. It'll be a different board. And you can probably download the schematic, too, from the thing and maybe some more detail on it.
You can bring it over here if you ever get over this way, Mike.
Double.
Yeah, Mike, I was just saying that if you ever get over by this way, you can bring it over here. We'll take a look at it together.
Oh, okay. Yeah, good idea. Thank you.
Oh, good deal. Okay, thanks for the help there, Jim. All right, let's see. Who else is in the Bay Area? I better move along here before we lose the troops in other parts of the world here. Bay Area, Bozo Net. Bozo Net, Bay Area, please check in. Kilowatt 6, Mike Yankee, Charlie.
WA6AXX.
Yeah, hi, Ed.
Bravo 6, Whiskey November, India.
And hello to Gary.
Oh, hello, Mike. I'm going to be quick, too, since I've been listening to this, and I'm afraid I'm of no help with that linear. I wish I was, but I am not. So I wanted to say 72. Have a nice evening, Mike, because you do need to move along, but I just wanted to jump in and say hi. K6 NYC Davy 679.
And your Bozo number?
Oh, it is. I'm glad you called me because I have a question, Mike. 1090. And Mike, could you tell me the S meter reading on my signal?
No, I can't, but somebody else can. Mike, who's watching the stream? Can anybody give Gary a signal report there? Gary, make a transmission, and then somebody will give you a report. Go ahead.
Okay, Mike, we will do. WB6WNI, testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Anybody watching streaming here? Come on, guys, give them a signal report. I don't even have the, I have the radio in the shack. Let me see if I can get a reading on you. I'll look real close. Say it again, Mike. Gary.
Because you're coming in an S9, so that is very strong in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to let you move it along. K6MYC, JB6WNI, 73, Mike.
Okay, well, you can look at your own signal report. Just pull up the stream.
We'll do that. The thing is, the radio's in one room, the computer's in the other. I'll fix that, Mike. I'll fix it. Don't worry. The 73.
Yeah, well, you can just, these things are all recorded, so you can go back later and look at your signal strength tonight later by just calling it up and going to the archives.
Oh, there's...
Hey, Mike, I got to listen live or I won't be able to answer your questions. That's why I can't stream KM6SRR.
Again, K6MYC, WB679.
Okay, I didn't understand what you said, Rob. Stand by a second, Gary. What'd you say, Rob?
I was saying that I can't listen to the stream, or if I do, I won't be able to answer your questions over the air. KM6SR. And what's Gary's call sign?
WB6WNI. I wrote the number down, Gary, and I forgot it already. I'm doing good, huh?
Oh, no problem. It's 1090.
090.
Hey, Mike, I've got him about S4 on the stream.
Okay, about S4 is what you're showing on the stream. Thanks, Dane. Apparently about S4. I can't see it. I can see the little bar moving, but I don't know what it's moving to. It's certainly not going up to S9, Gary, but I wouldn't expect it to, unless you're running 1,500 watts like I am. Over.
No, thanks, Mike. And thank you, whoever gave the report. Yes, S4, no, I'm running 50 watts. That's it, 50 watts. So S4, that's believable. And again, thanks very much, WB679.
Yeah, no, it's very steady from wherever you are in the valley there. You're very steady compared to people like Jim, J&N, who's tucked up against the foothills. As soon as you get back a ways from the hills, then the signals come over the top and are very, very steady. On any given day, there probably won't be that much of a change, and so you've got a good signal from over that way. Thanks, Gary. Thank you, Dane, for popping in there. That was a local station that you can't hear. He's in Oakhurst or Coarsegold. Actually, it's down in a bowl, so he can't get out of his own backyard hardly from that location that he's in, Gary. That's why you didn't hear his response.
Okay, very nice. Yes, Coarsegold, I've seen it on the map. So, yeah, that's going to be a little more challenging. Anyway, I'll just be standing by and listening.
Well, some stations in Coarsegold are up high, like Frank, W6BBS at 2,200 feet. Dane is high. He's over 2,000 feet, but he's down in behind some hills, so in your direction, he's just totally got dirt.
Okay, well, I do understand that, and it is nice being out here because the antenna has pretty much a clear shot before it hits any obstruction. So, yeah, I'm glad it's working, Mike. I'm very glad. K6MYC WB6WNI.
Okay, very good, Gary. Thank you. And Ed, just quickly back to you. I know you didn't have any traffic, but maybe you can also take a listen and see if there's anybody else in here. Let me see if KT2G or KB6BA is in, and then we'll see if there's anything that you can dig out there. KB6BA, KT2G, or anybody else in the Bay Area that's copying me, come in now. K6MYC, Bozo Net. Quiet. Go ahead, take one, Ed.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so I'm really excited about the lot that I bought yesterday up in Idaho. Did it all online. Amazing. It was a steal at about 100K. And yeah, it's like up 400 feet above a lake, and a really good view of the lake and stuff. It's amazing you can like buy property online that way these days. Really cool. So looking forward to go up to see it. Anybody in the Bay Area want to check into Bozo Net WA6AXX listening?
Jim, do you want to share anything about your the lot that that Ed bought? He probably bought a lot right next to yours here, over. W6PQL.
Yeah, I don't think Jim appreciates it. I'm just joking, just giving Jim a hard time. But anyway, I didn't hear anything. No other stations. WA6AXX.
I didn't either. No, I was going to give him a chance, and then I was going to get in here and explain what we're talking about, because some of the guys that were in here last night were probably not aware of what we were talking about. Jim, W6PQL, has been, he's got a lot in Idaho. It's on a lake. It's a beautiful piece of property, half an acre. It's he bought it 25 years ago or something, 25 years ago, for about $20,000-$30,000. Now it's worth $250,000. And all of a sudden, he's getting calls from realtors because somebody's trying to sell it. Somebody's trying to sell it, and it ain't Jim. Somebody's trying to sell his lot out from under him. It's a real estate scam, and that's what we were kidding about here. So Ed came on and said he had just bought this lot. It was a really beautiful lot up in Idaho on a lake. So that's what the story's all about, for those of you who weren't in on it last night, over.
Thank you for the explanation.
Yeah, there you go. All right, thanks, Ed, and we'll look for you, of course, tomorrow night on 432. Bay Area, last call, KT2G, K6KLY, KB6BA, maybe I'm forgetting KD6SOK, quite a few regulars. You guys are being slaughtered tonight. Slaughtered is the word by the amount of people that checked in from Course Gold. Come on, Bay Area.
KM6HK, Course Gold.
There you go, another one from Course Gold. Hey, we just got them completely swamped tonight, Dan.
All right, what's the number now?
I don't know, they got 4 in here.
All right, very good. All right, number 3.
803, right, Dan?
Correct, 803.
Thanks to you for coming on. Thanks to Dane for waking you up and telling us that we needed you to check in. Over.
Roger, roger.
Okay, I guess we'll move on to Martinez here. We may not be able to get Martinez. Martinez is going to be tough lately. He's got visitors that have moved in on him. It's his son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws, or somebody that's sharing a house now with Russ up there, and he had to do a lot of bedroom cleaning and adjustments there in his household. So Russ, are you with us? Are you beginning to recover from all the stress and strain of the moves? K6 Echo Romeo Fox, K6MYC.
Yeah, hi, Mike, K60 or F199. Yeah, the same stuff is going on. I'm kind of tired every day. A lot going on, a lot of this, a lot of that, and you got to understand they're moving the whole house into a couple of rooms here. And of course the patio is filled up, the garage is filled up, it goes on and on. So we're having a great time here. Go ahead.
Okay. Tell me exactly again who all's with you and how many. What relationship to you?
It's my son, his wife, and 2 babies.
Okay, so a family of 4, your son, your daughter-in-law, and their 2 kids. Wonderful. They're small kids. How old are they?
So they're about less than 1 year. One's 1 year old. One's about 4 or 5 months.
What was the other one? 4 or 5 months, and what's the other one?
About a year and a couple months.
Okay, they're packing them right together, aren't they?
Oh yeah, it's a great family. We get along fine, wonderfully. But it's just all the stuff, man. There's no end to it.
Yeah, I know. I think you're not the only one that's going through it. I think probably 10% of the country is doing similar things to what you're hearing. I'm hearing about it also from other people. I do work people on 40 meters, and there's other people that are, trying to help out their kids or sharing households and all sorts of stuff. So it's really a troublesome thing right now. In fact, I was watching the interviews of the kids running around in Miami or wherever. Fort Lauderdale, I guess, is where they're having the big holiday down there. And for all of the college kids go down, and the college kids, they say, what's your biggest worry about the world right now? And one of the girls said, my biggest worry is I don't think I'll ever be able to afford a house. I thought that was quite down to earth.
Oh, absolutely. I understand. And I have a couple of, grandkids by my daughter, and they won't have too much of a problem because they're pretty well off. But I understand a lot of people really having it rough.
Yeah, well, I can tell you this. My son's building that house. They're trying to get it built down in Napomo. And what started out to be something that could be handled for about $500,000 in construction costs and so on, he just got a bid for, and this is a friendship bid from a friend, a school friend, and a buddy that has just got to make enough money to make some money off of it. And the foundation alone, just a foundation for Matt's new house is $400,000. Over.
Yeah, unbelievable.
So you can see why people struggle. Anyway, it's just crazy. All right, let's see if Gary's in there. KE6QR, K6MYC.
Gary, you there? K6URF. No Gary tonight.
Oh, Gary tonight. Okay, must be resting up. Had a big weekend. All right, let me say 7-3 for now, Russ, and we'll see you tomorrow night on 432. Pretty good conditions tonight. It was terrible last night on 432. I mean on 1296. Maybe it'll be better as it seems to be picking up tonight. A bunch very strong signals from the Bay Area on 2 meters here. Thanks, Russ. K6ERF, K6MYC, N6RO, K6MYC. And no N6RO, I think he's done with his Zoom meeting, but maybe his finger got stuck on the keyboard last night. How about W6SSW?
Yeah, K6MYC, W6SSW, Bozo 793. A little windy up here today, wind from the north, maybe a little more tomorrow, but lots of sunshine. That's about it.
Yeah, that's probably why we didn't have very good sun, because we had no wind, but we had this haze all day. So the sun was there, and it charged the batteries up, but it wasn't getting the air very warm. You could feel the sun. You could just barely feel it coming through this wispy overcast that was up there. You could see it, and it was making shadows, but it just wasn't blasting through. We needed some upper wind area in the upper atmosphere to come in and clear that crap out. Hopefully it'll be bright and sunny tomorrow. Thanks for the weather report there, Steve. And I'm glad that the earthquake didn't leave any lasting damage for you. Over.
Yeah, no, not that I know of until the pipes start leaking and that kind of stuff. But so, are you able to charge your batteries full now, or is there enough daylight during this time of year now? Or are you still turning on PG&E?
No, I only had to turn on PG&E one night when my daughter-in-law was here over the weekend, and she forgot. And she did 2 loads of wash and 2 dryer loads, and that just took me right down. So at about 6 in the morning, the batteries ran out and shut the house off. But that's the only time in the last 2 weeks I've had to turn PG&E on. And we just got the 6 new batteries to add to the original 6 today. They're online now. Frank was down here and got them all hooked up. And other than one minor little readout glitch, they seem to be on and working, and we should never have to worry about it again. We do get enough sun, but when we run the dryer, we just didn't have enough storage capability to get through that. But we got enough sun to charge up the batteries, and even if we get good sun, I'm charged before noon, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wondering. So you obviously have enough solar to charge those new batteries as well, then?
Yeah, we put in a few new solar panels. They're temporarily, but they're going to be replaced on the long term. But yeah, we've got enough panels right now. I think we're just about self-sufficient under almost any condition. Maybe 5 days in a row of total overcast and rain might give me trouble, but I think other than that, we're in good shape, over.
Wow, that's amazing, and that's not a small house either.
Yeah, and it's a big house. We average just going along with the heaters, which are not electric, but the fans and everything, and we run 1,200 to 3,000 watts, 6,000 if both heaters kick on, and I have 3 refrigerators. Those are the big draws, and then of course the microwave, but the microwave's only usually on for a couple of minutes. But everything else is gas in the house. So there's only a few things. The dryer in the laundry room is electric. And that's the big killer, along with the pool pumps. They take a pretty good chunk, but you can control when you do that. And so what I normally do is we're going to be turning the pool pumps on right about noon, so the batteries are almost charged by noon, and then the pool pump only has to run an hour or two, and then we can shut it off, and then we still have 3 or 4 or 5 hours yet to catch up and fill again, over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a good plan. You mentioned the wells, though, are still on PG&E, right?
Well, we have solar. In fact, I didn't use much water in February because we turned the sprinklers off because of the rain and everything. So I just turned the sprinkler systems off completely, front and backyard. And I got a negative amount on my bill, so I actually gave them power in February, over.
Oh, so you have a different solar system on the well system?
Yeah, it's a different little system. It's 1/3 the size of what feeds the house, over.
Oh, okay, and that one's hooked to the grid, so you sell power back.
Yeah, that won't go on very much longer because we got 12 batteries now, and I only need 9 to do the house, I think. So 3 of those batteries on the long term will be put up at the well, and then between the solar panels there and adding a few more, and we'll have plenty to do the well under almost any condition. And even if the thing shuts off for a few hours, it's not going to be the end of the world. We don't like to have the house down because it shuts off computers, and Matt's getting up in the morning trying to run the microwave and the coffee maker and all that kind of crap. But if the well doesn't work for a few hours in the early mornings, it won't be the end of the world, over.
Oh, okay, roger that. Wow, it sounds like you're getting that system dialed in real well. That's neat stuff.
Yeah, it just takes money, you know. The last 6 batteries and the holder for them, the rack for them and everything was just under 10,000, over.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a big system, that's for sure.
Yeah, I have 2 like that, and then a big inverter. And we'll probably have to do one more small inverter up at the pumps to take care of some generators and other things like that are up there. We have a generator that comes on whenever we lose PG&E, but this winter we have had it only run one time for about 2 hours, so haven't used the generator much. But it's nice to have that as a backup. That's the backup to the batteries before you go to PG&E, over.
Okay, so is that off of a freestanding propane tank or natural gas, or does it have a liquid fuel tank?
No, it's I got 125 gallon of propane on it. It'll run about 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Boy, he'll be PG&E will wonder where you went.
Well, they just raised the rates on the service charge now. This is just for having PG&E hooked to your house, even if you don't use it. It's now up in the mid-30s so that's times two, $70 a month for nothing other than having power coming to your house, even if you didn't use it. So I may disconnect one of those two systems. I may disconnect the well from it altogether and live with that. Tell them I don't need the meter up there, and you can take your service and shove it up your sunshine place.
Oh, yeah, how about that? Yeah, so the well is on a separate meter. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, they always do that out here in the country. All right, anyway, let me let you go. That's where we are, and we're coming down the home stretch on the solar thing.
Well, good deal. Congratulations. All right, we'll catch you on 432 tomorrow night. W6SSW.
I look forward to it, Steve. And I haven't heard Ken here tonight. Ken, do you hear Ken? He missed last night also. I didn't. Well, I did hear you last night, but as you know, we didn't hear Ken. So he should be in here tonight. He'll try to check in as I get further up the compass here. Tonight for now, W6SSW, K6MYC, Clear Lake, anybody? No Clear Lake, no Dennis. Okay, let me go to Sacramento. Okay, there's Sacramento, KJ6KFB or KO6KD. Are you guys there? KO6KD, KJ6KFB, KR6MR. Anybody? Oh. Well, they wanted streaming so they could know when I was coming, and then they aren't using it. Anybody in Sacramento at all? How about you, George? AJ6 Queen Lima, K6MYC. KE6ILX, KR6MR, KO6KD, KJ6KFB, new guy with an 18XXX, I can't remember your call. We'll get it in our minds before too long. K6MYC, Sacramento, Bozo Net, K6MYC, over.
KO6KD 776, over.
Oh, there you are, hiding in the background there. Good evening to you. Have you heard Darren?
Have not heard Darren, but I know John is waiting in the wings, so I'll go ahead and step aside and let him join in.
I didn't hear him. I called him 3 times now.
759. Good evening, Mike.
Oh, there you are. Okay, well, fluttery and watery. I did not hear anything from you on 1296. We called and chatted away in your direction twice, going to Nevada and coming back from Nevada, but never heard a peep. It was terrible conditions last night, over.
I know it was horrible. Right now you're fading out. What's the best way to say it? Yeah, I listened and had no luck whatsoever.
That's weird because I worked Larry with 20 watts up in Nevada. It's funny I can work Larry in Nevada and I can't hear you. Isn't that something?
Yeah, I think it has to do with terrain in the mountains and stuff. There's a hole between the hills. He gets into you, and there's a rock in the way for us.
Oh no, he's got mountains in the way. He's in Gardnerville. He's below the hills.
Maybe it's all that rich silver in the ground.
Yeah, something. It does seem to work. There may be a thing that he's knife edging around. I think that's how they get out of there. One of the guys is up higher. Daniel's up higher. He's way above Gardnerville, and he gets in very consistently when he's on. He's always there with a very strong, steady signal compared to Larry, who's up and down and all over the place. The worse the path, the more the QSB. Over.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe if I get a little bit more power and a preamp, I could do a whole lot better working with you.
Yeah, actually, maybe even a little bit would help, but you can probably find something from down east, or Q5 signal might have an amp. I don't know if you've checked with them. See how high a power they can give you on 1296 with modules. They may have 4 modules packed up. You might get 80 watts or so. Over.
Yeah, Q5 signal has a put together kit. It's about 60 watts out with a preamp, low noise preamp.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good deal. It's probably not too bad cost-wise. If it's just modules, he doesn't do a discrete circuitry. It's just modules that they put together. So I think that should keep the cost down a little bit. Over.
Yeah, it'd be nice if we could stick the whole thing up on the tower, but for the 60 watts, it requires a 12 volts or 20 amps, which doesn't make for a very good efficient amplifier.
Yeah. Well, shouldn't take 20 amps, but maybe it does. Even so, 20 amps isn't bad. You could run some Romex up there, some 12-gauge Romex, and probably be okay.
Yeah, either that or put an AC power supply up there with it.
Yeah, that's the right way to do it. There's tiny little power supplies that could do it. Little switching supplies will be fine up there. And there's a number of them that you can pick up for $100 or so that would do a fine job up there. And then you're talking about 2 amps of AC.
Yeah, there'd be no line loss problems with the minimal for the AC power going up. Something I'll think about in the future, but not right now.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll catch you maybe tomorrow night on 432. Let's hope we get some consistent signals there. It looks like the path is starting to get better. It was terrible last night, but it's better tonight than it has been. So let's see what happens here. Let me go and see if I can get the Reading boys. Reading, KD6 Sugar Whiskey and KO6HS, and perhaps one other fellow up there that haven't only on 6 meters currently, but I'm waiting for him to come up on 2. KED6SW, how about it, Sopping Wet? Are you there?
Oh, yeah, of course I am. KD6SW here in Reading, number 145. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. And you're Q5, but right on the edge, but I'm sure it'll get better. It was really marginal on Sunday. Really, really poor conditions. That's one of the poorest nights I've ever heard on 2 meters, so it looks like it's a little better tonight. KD6SW, and then see if Jerry's there, K6MYC. Go ahead. Are you done with the rain for a while? Yeah. I hear 230, KO6HS. Readability 3 at the moment, Jerry, but it'll probably come up. Go ahead. It's marginal at the moment. You're right in a null. It actually went down after your first call in, but we've got you both logged in here. Back up to you, Rich, and you can tell me if you guys are done with the rain for a while or what's going on up there. KD6 possibly sopping wet. K6MYC.
756. Yeah, KD6 shortwave. Signals have really dropped down. Okay, over.
Yeah, I got you now. You're coming up. Q5. Go ahead. Got you, Darren.
Yeah, alrighty. Yeah, it's all of a sudden the bottom just dropped out of the whole thing there. So anyway,
sudden you just dropped on out, over.
Yeah, that's what it's doing. It's just up and down, but you're Q5 right now. Q5 and S1, 5 and 1, 5 and 1, over.
Okay, well, that beats getting hit in the face with a rake. Alrighty, so 5 and 1 there, sure. Anyway, yeah, Jerry responded there to you, so but it was unfortunate during the low spot there, over.
Yeah, I heard most of that, but I didn't quite understand it. But we will look for you. We will look for you tomorrow on 432. You think you'll be on 432 tomorrow, over?
Well, I sure will try it. My Bismarck had dropped back down to 1.6 again, so things, it may work. I'll sure give it a shot there, Mike, over.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you got water problems or something. But if it's only up high when you have it, when it's wet, it may be that you want to just wiggle it a little bit when you're running. Turn the rotator just a little bit. If you can do that, or wiggle it and then make the big droplets fall off, and then it'll come back on frequency. When they get really wet, they go down in frequency. So if you're running a very narrow band Yagi, you can get some VSWR from the water on the elements. Over.
Well, yeah, it's, I don't know where the problem is. I have to get up there to check the coax, see if there's any water getting into that. It sure acts like it anyway. You know, with this kind of weather, you have to expect that. Well, we're supposed to have another couple of more sunny days here, so maybe good luck, over.
Yeah, very good. Well, one drop of water in the coax connector. One drop of water will cost you about 5 or 6 dB. We've seen that here and measured it. So it's very serious to keep the water out of it on 1290, on 432. It's even worse on 1296. Hi. Okay, well, we'll look for you. Hopefully it'll be. I'm all back in order here. I had one drop of water in my coax, and we fixed that. So we should be all okay with full 800 watts or so going your way tomorrow. 73, Rich, and 73 to you, Jerry. I'll shoot it back and see if it's coming up for you. KO6HS for your final, K6MYC.
Roger, KO6HS 230, and it is coming up a little bit, so hopefully we can get a little bit of intelligible audio out either way. Over.
Yeah, solid copy now with massive flutter. But way up, way stronger than it was in the beginning, Jerry. Thank you very much for being there, as always, my friends. And we'll see you on Sunday night. KO6HS and KD6SW, hopefully tomorrow night as well, K6MYC.
Very good, 73.
73.
Good signal now, Mike. Keep up the good work. KD6 shortwave.
Thank you, Rich, and we'll try. 73. K6MYC. Anybody else while I'm pointed up just middle of the San Sacramento Valley? K6MYC QRZ.
Hey, Mike, WA6LOL, Sonora.
5-6. Okay, very good, Dave. Hang on, somebody else underneath you. Who was the other one? Go ahead.
756.
I got 756 earlier, but you didn't hear me apparently. I said I got you, Darren. We missed you when I came through the first time, but we've got you now. And hopefully we'll hear you tomorrow on 432, Darren, over.
Yeah, I hope so. It's been a crazy evening, so I just stopped in when I could there. Carry on, Mike. Good to hear you. 826, KFC clear.
Okay, got it. All okay, Darren. Thank you. And we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, on 432 there. KJ6KFB, K6MYC, over to WA6LOL, Sonora. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, hi, Mike, WA6LOL, Sonora. I was talking with a buddy of mine I met on EME down in New Zealand, and he got his hands on a TV transmitter. It's good for 10 kilowatts on 2 meters, and you just need to come up with a 50-volt, 200-amp power supply. I told him, oh, wow. I said, let's trade. Let's
do some horse trading here. But anyway, I no more projects. I got to get the XP32s up. I got everything over there, the tower stuff. I had to clip down the grass and put some sawhorses up to keep all that stuff organized out of the high grasses and everything. So, yeah, looking forward to April and all of the stuff that's going on up there, and the DX thing and the club meeting. I'll have to get with you and set a schedule up and figure out what I got to stay in the motel for and everything. I had a question for you, Mike, real quick. I know you got to get over to the Reno area, but I want to make sure I got the right material for the antenna rope on these things to keep my the UV exposure and also the stretching. So what size do you think, 1/8 inch or 1/4 inch on that antenna rope? And what kind of material am I looking for on that antenna rope, material and size?
Well, the antennas have it on there already. What do you need?
Well, you know, the material is sort of degraded pretty well. I know all of the stuff, you know, some of it you can break it in your hand, so I was going to put new stuff in there. That's why I was wondering what you would recommend that I use.
Oh, no, you can't break what I had on there. That's not, you're not grabbing the right stuff there. Now, what I had on there was either Dacron or Philistran. Neither one of them have any UV characteristics of failure ever. They'll last 50, 60 years and then some. So if it's slippery and black, it's Philistran, and that's got that black jacket on it, and it's over the top of aramid fiber. And it may be coming apart, but you can't break it.
Oh, okay. Well, it was the outer jacket looked like it was cracking in some places, but anyway, all right. Well, I think I got everything organized. I've been moving stuff over there and clipping down the grass near the existing antennas that I'm going to.
Looks like he just tripped the amp.
Yeah, he's been kind of fading out of me, KM6SR.
He didn't fade out. He just disappeared instantly right in the middle of a word.
No, before that I was saying, over.
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't fade for me. He's just rock solid in there. Okay, let me go to Nevada, and he'll figure out he doesn't have a transmitter. But no, I think I had Philistran on those, and it's the old jacket. Eventually, when you bend it a lot in certain formats, that stuff is real old, but it won't fail in the sun, and it doesn't stretch. It's the least stretch of any material you can use for overhead.
Philistran, huh?
Philistran. You can get that from Philistran directly, or you can get it from. Used to be available from Texas Towers. I don't know if Texas Towers is still in business anymore. You might call Philistran. Just type in Philistran, PHILLYSTRAN, Philistran in Philadelphia. And they may give you a list of distributors if you want to get some. The 3/16 is fine. That's a 1,200-pound test, the 3/16. If you put Dacron in there, you probably ought to use 1/4 inch. But and it's much cheaper than Philistran, but the Philistran is the best to use. And did you see the little square 1-inch square plastic blocks in the system anywhere?
No. I didn't notice any 1/4 inch. You mean on the antenna rope, these 1/4 inch blocks?
Yeah, that's what you use to lock it up. 1-inch square molded plastic blocks with 5 holes.
Okay. And all right, well, I'll look for that. I guess I do know that the antenna rope, the way you terminate is you go through an eye bolt that's connected to like a boom or something. You go through it, and then you've got a little metal U-bolt type of arrangement that clamps down on it and holds it.
would be they call those clips. That's a U-clip, but it's called a clip. It could be 200 pounds. They have them on big ships. It's the same, whether it's weighs 200 pounds or weighs half an ounce, like the little clips. But you can buy those in a hardware store if you want to use them. But I thought I might have had lock blocks on there. You could call the plant and get them to send you up some lock blocks. Just say, I need 1, 2, 3, 4. You probably need 8 lock blocks. Maybe they have them in stock. Over.
What are these lock blocks for? I mean, they mount on the antenna rope to take up tension, or what is a lock block? What's its purpose?
To keep the Philistrand is not meant to be clipped and crunched and crashed and clipped with a clip. It's not meant to be done that way. I probably did it because it was old and I could get away with it. You have to use at least 2 clips on there because the outer jacket on the older Philistrand that I had there, it was not bonded to the Philistrand. The outer jacket was not bonded to the Philistrand inside. The fiber. God dang it! I can't think of the name of it. It's what they use for making belted tires, fiber belted tires. They call them fiberglass, but it isn't. It's aramid fiber. It's a brownish, real fine fiber. Many strands, but it's extremely strong, and it's UV stable for it's in its own right. However, the jacket is there just so you got something to hang on to. But in the early Philistrand, they didn't know how to bond it to the aramid fiber. So the lock blocks, you pass and we have a little sheet on how to use the lock blocks. They could send you that, but you pass the rope through there, or the Philistrand through there 5 different ways, and it locks the Philistrand up without damaging it.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's probably important. So I will call the plant and find out about that, because I know I was amazed, putting up these 4x13s, as sort of a test run, so I could do the XP32s right, find out where all the mistakes were. That what I learned from that was that the fiberglass stuff is really hard to clamp to. It just breaks, and it's just really difficult I know you were talking about putting metal inserts, but I had no idea that would be that tricky.
What fiberglass are you talking about? Fiberglass rope?
No, the fiberglass mass, like the fiberglass cross booms, so that it doesn't affect.
Oh, yeah, you got to put a sleeve inside, and you should use saddle clamps that fit it close. I think that was all part of the wound to mass plates that I had.
6RO.
Hey, there he is. 835, gotcha.
Okay.
Okay, Mike. Well, I'm tripping out, so I'll talk with you later and at some point about this stuff. So my SWR is coming up for some reason. K6MYC WA6LOL.
Just call the plant and order up a few lock blocks, and they'll take care of it. Tell them to send you the sheet so that you know how to. It shows you how to string them. I invented it. Oh, it's something I invented many years ago to take care of. They have a very expensive way to hold that Philistrand, but it costs you many dollars. The lock block should be $1 or less a piece.
Okay, I will do that. Yeah, great. So. Just put it up once and have that work. So, all right.
All right, I'm going to Nevada. You're distorting with. You got some bad BSWR problem. Okay, Nevada, we got you. I hear you, Richard. Take 1, KD6BQ, K6MYC. Or is it Larry?
MYC, KD6BQ, number 249.
We've we've got you, Richard. You were the first check-in on my list tonight. I heard you at 25 after 7, and I logged you in, and you gave me a Roger. So you're in, Ari.
Yep, I got you the first time there, and yeah, Larry just left. You just missed him about 3 minutes ago. He just bailed. I think Dale is still listening. Over.
Roger. This is Kilo Juliet 6 India X-ray KJ6IX.
Over, Mike.
I heard him. I'm listening to KJ6IX, who you're not hearing, Rob. Hang on. Got it, Richard. KJ6 India X-ray 1112. Good evening, Dale. Good to hear you. Thanks for sticking around. Sorry we're late. Other things to talk about here, seems like, on these nets these days. If it isn't solar panels, it's how to put antennas together and whatever. KJ6IX, take one, K6MYC, over. He's not copying well, Richard, so he's still got the antenna too low to the roof or something. Richard, pick it up.
He'll get it fixed. So anyway, Larry's left. Dale did hear you in the beginning. So anyway, good to hear you, and we'll pass it back to you. A6MYC, 8060Q, number 249.
We got Larry in here. Let's see. I don't know whether Daniel could be repaired. I don't know. Daniel, are you fixed yet? No, he hasn't got it fixed yet. He's got 222 and 432. I guess that's the only two bands he's got. Maybe we'll catch him tomorrow night on 432. But we hear, you can tell Dale that I'm hearing him. So I'm hearing him with his low power, and he's not hearing me with high power. 1500 plus going your way there, Richard, over. You copy, Richard? They do. Go off frequency?
Yeah,
no, you still sound good to me, KM6SR.
Yeah, on 220, so we're getting...
Yeah, you just dropped out again. Apparently the amplifier's dropping out, and I heard you say something about 220. Maybe your power's intermittent tonight.
Negative. I was talking to Dale on 220. He's not hearing you very well, but I'm hearing you, and I was piping you through on 220. Over.
Yeah. He's got something wrong down there. He doesn't hear me well on 6 meters, and I hear him on 6 as well. So he's got some serious noise problems, but he's just, I know he's working on it. But it may be all related to the fact that the antennas are too close to the house, and he's got some serious noise coming from the house somewhere, over.
Yeah, I think they're going to go pick up they're going to go get the tower this weekend and bring it over to his place, and then probably sometime in the next few weeks when the weather warms up, he'll be able to get the tower up and maybe start improving things a little bit, over.
Yeah, very good, very good. Well, that'll help. Yeah, he's going to be workable for sure from here. He just has to get his ears on better. If I can hear him, and he cannot hear me, it's strictly a receive issue, and he's got to get rid of the noise one way or the other, but it'll help to get the antennas higher. And I suspect that his noise mostly is coming from his own house. He'll have to sort that out. Once he gets the tower up with a rotator, he can point toward the noise sources and see if they're coming from underneath him where he doesn't see any change as he rotates or something like that. And of course, I'm sure Larry can help him find those noise sources. Good, Richard. Let's see. Rob may want to say hi to you. Rob, go ahead.
How you doing, Richard? KD6BQ, KM6SRR, over.
Yeah, good evening, Rob. KM6SRR, KD6BQ. You're not as strong as Mike tonight. You're just above my noise right now, but it should come up there. Go ahead.
Over, Rob.
Yeah, he's gone down for me now. I pointed a little bit better, but he's still, I can't make him out. Just some noise in there, over.
That's funny. It's good in some directions for us tonight, Richard, but it's not as good tonight for you guys. I did work Larry last night on 1296, and I couldn't work hardly anybody else. So it goes to show you never know where you're going to have propagation and where you're not. But anyway, thanks for being there, and we'll see you tomorrow night with your smashing 6 watts on 432 if you've got the snow off the antenna.
Yep, Roger, Roger. We'll look for you on 432 with my high-power station. Hopefully the propagation is good. Otherwise, won't be making it. But we'll give it a try. We'll look for you tomorrow night on 432. K6MYC and the group KD6BQ in Nevada.
Yeah, you need to look for a D1010. And that's a 10 watt in, 100 out, a Mirage amplifier or a KLM amp. I think it was a D1010. Anything with the letter D means it's a 432 amp. So you might want to look on QTH.com and see if you can find one. That'll give you 100 watts. That'll be a big difference. Over.
Yeah, well, I have one. It's actually a KLM one. It's 100 watt or 110 watt, I think, for 70 centimeters. But something happened to it and it quit. So that's why I'm down to 5 watts until I either fix it or, as you said, find another one. Over.
Well, usually they can be repaired. If you want to spend the money and put it on in the post office, send it down here and we can have Ken give it a quick look over. If it can't be repaired, he won't put any time or money into it, but he can certainly tell you right away if it's repairable. It may be that you can't get the devices for them anymore. That may be the biggest problem. Over.
That might be worthwhile just to look at it, see if it could be fixed. If nothing else, it's historical value. Over.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, just do that. Send it down. Send it to the plant. Just send it to the M squared plant and say, "Attention, Ken," and I'll tell Ken that it's coming, and then he can take a quick look at it just to see how bad it's bad. If it's blown, it might be something simple in there, like a keying transistor that's blown or something. The big transistors in there usually don't fail that easy. They're pretty brutal. They don't have a lot of gain. They only have about 7 or 8 dB of gain, but they're rugged.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll do that. I'll send Ken an email to give him a heads up before I actually send it down.
No, you don't have to do that.
Okay, well, I guess we'll pull it out of the line there and see about packaging it up and setting it down there. Over.
Yeah, and maybe we can find another one. I may have one here. I thought I sold mine off to KB6RQU, but I may still have another one. I've got a whole stack of Mirage, KLM, and RF Concepts amps. I'll have to look in there and see what I have. We'll figure out something for you. Over.
Yeah, a little more power would probably help. I'm still shocked that I make it with the 5 watts, 5 or 6 watts. It's absolutely astounding to me every time that I hear my signal on this live stream. Over.
Yeah, well, that shows you what good antennas can do on both ends. You know, it's amazing what the path can be. And you have to wait for it to peak. Of course, you can't do like we're doing here with the kilowatt and just ragged you. Anyway, 7-3, Richard, sorry I missed Larry, but tell him I'll try to get there earlier. He could have given me a CW burst, but I got him checked in. He's checked in anyway. Over.
Yep, Roger, Roger. I'll let him know that he's checked in, and Dale was here too, so he's checked in. So anyway, it's good to talk to you tonight, and thanks for the help with the 432 amp. K6MYC, KD6BQ, Delta Mike 09 in Nevada.
Roger, Roger. Just send it to the plant. Say, "Attention, Ken," or Mike, and let it go at that, and Robert will get it, and he'll know what to do with it. Over.
Roger, Roger. Thanks.
Alrighty.
Well, he was up, but now he's down again. KM6SR.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Let's see, was there somebody we were going to go back and get? Well, I did get N6RO. He popped in quickly, but I didn't chat with him. Let's go back to the Bay Area. They were a little light. Let's see if anybody in the Bay Area, and we'll look for Eddie, and we'll call it a night. Roger, 7373, dit.
Still here.
Yeah, I got you. I'm coming your way, but go ahead, Ken. You're plenty loud. What's up? I missed you last night, of course.
Yeah, we had the NCCC meeting that went long, and tonight, since we're on daylight saving, I don't have access to the rotator that the 2-meter beam is on until 9 o'clock. Anyway, glad you're still with us, and still on the net. What was I going to say? We've got tremendous QRN tonight on all bands. I thought it was a local noise, but several guys who were in the CWT contest tonight were reporting horrible static. There's not a cloud in the sky, but there's quite a bit of activity back east, thunderstorms and stuff, so maybe that's the cause. Or the sun is making noise for us. That's all I got. Enjoying my new air conditioning system and listening to music in 6RO.
Well, I don't know about you, buddy, but the light goes away when the sun goes down, and the noise from the sun goes away also.
Yeah, I would think so, but that's why I think this is a local thing, but I'm going to have to go for a drive with the AM radio tomorrow.
Wow. Okay. I haven't listened on any band today except this morning. It was I was on for a few minutes on 40, but it was very quiet this morning for me. But that was at 8 and 9 o'clock local.
Yeah, I don't know when it started, but David did the noontime 19 Zulu CWT, and it was just wiping out 10 meters, and it was a pain on all the bands.
Wow. Okay.
And crackling kind of a sound, like a arcing over kind of a thing.
Yeah, well, it actually sounds like continuous lightning strikes. It's a new noise, and I can't get a bearing on it. It seems to be everywhere.
China is making that for you.
That could be. I've never heard this particular noise before. The blanker does handle it.
Well, I had trouble. I was sniffing around for it. It got louder near my antennas, but it seemed to go away when the sun went down, it seems. But it was almost like when you have a loose cord on your bedroom lamp that's got a 100-watt bulb in it, and you go over and wiggle it, it, comes and goes. But I've been pounding on every wire and every wall and everything. I couldn't find it, so I started sniffing it out. It seems to be coming from everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I like it here.
No? Okay, so I'm not the only one.
It's a rat carrying an organ grinder that's making a bad connection with the brushes.
There you go. See, that's why the old-timers, they know all these things.
All righty. I'm pointed back over to the Bay Area, Bozo Net, Bay Area, late checks and missed for the Bay Area, Bozo Net, 2 meters, K6MYC. Anybody left? Now it's after 9. They probably went to bed. How about, shall we do Eddie?
Sure, sounds good to me. I'm heading that way.
Okay, good night for now, Ken. We'll see you on 432 tomorrow. W6QUI, are you there? W6QUI, K6MYC. Apparently he's not home yet from his meeting. Okay, down to 155, right about there, Eddie. KE6BK, K6MYC with KM6SRR, over.
I think we doubled, Mike.
No, unpack it. Go ahead.
KE6BK, Eddie, you on tonight for the 2-meter Bozo Net? KM6SR with K6MYC, standing by.
Anybody else down there south? K6MYC, Bozo Net. We might get Rick in here, but no luck.
Yeah, that'd be a late one for Rick. KB6RQU, you on tonight, Rick? Over.
Okay, I'm going to go in and see about dinner. I haven't had any dinner yet, so I'm getting kind of hungry. But good to hear everybody tonight. See whoever can get on tomorrow night on 432, and we'll go from there.
Hey, Mike, I have a question. Do you think with those rats with organ grinders, do you think an AK-47 is overkill?
Yeah, that's overkill. You can get by with a regular 30-06.
Okay, all right. Yeah, well, anyway, yeah, I don't know. I have a weird thing. I have a horrible SWR kicking up when I on my PQL amp when I'm on sideband, but not when I energize the JT65 tones, you know, continuous tones. I don't understand that, but
maybe a voice peak thing.
Yeah, I checked my mic gain and my compression level and stuff, but my SWR is extreme right now. I'm looking at it on the lights, you know, the LED flashes up, so I don't know. It's been one of those days, Mike.
Yeah, it's causing you to go into distortion, too. You're going non-linear. I can hear you start out clean, and then the further you go into it, the amplifier is struggling to stay linear.
All right, well, that's what was happening. Yeah, I just saw it. It didn't have the SWR the first 2 seconds there, so, well, something else to fix, I guess. Anyway, well, I'll talk to you later, Mike, and thanks for all your help. I never would have suspected rats with organ grinders. See, that's why I asked you about these things. K6MYC, W6LOL.
You have to be really old to know that. You really have to be old to know those things, because that happened before there was electricity. See you later. Good luck finding it. I think it's just a water in a coax somewhere. 7-3 Dave. Okay, WA6 LOL. Over to you, Rob, for a final. Anybody else? K6MYC.
Good night, Dave. WA6OIB.
Well, you're still here. I didn't know whether you came back. Let me give you a heads up on something here.
Yeah, okay. WA6OIB.
No, I forgot what I was going to give you a heads up on. Well, one thing. Did you hear me tell Richard up in Nevada? He's got an old KLM 100-watt 432 amp, and it's dead. And I thought to send it down, and you can take a quick look at it, and if it's got dead devices, it's probably a loser or a goner, because I don't think you can get the devices anymore. But could you take a quick look at that? I'm having him send it to the plant.
Why, certainly. You betcha. I'd be glad to do that.
So Robert will get it. It said attention, Matt and Ken, so Robert will call you or me when it comes in. And if it's fixable, great. Otherwise, we should look around and see if I can find one in my junk that may get him by for a while. He's got just 6 watts, 5 watts on 432. He's pretty marginal here, obviously.
Roger. Yeah, okay. Well, we can certainly take a look at it.
Yeah, if we ever get a hold of Rick again, I don't know what Rick's status is going to be, whether he wants to or not, but I sold him the D1010 that I had, which if he wants to sell it, I'd give him get the same amount of money back to him that he paid for us, and then we could get it up to Richard.
Yeah, well, first things first, we'll get it, figure out if it's going to work again.
Yeah, I don't know about those devices. You know, those are old Motorola bipolars, and they may not even be available anymore.
Yeah, I've been collecting those. I can find those devices once in a while, so I may have it. I may even have another amplifier. I've got a KLM 432 amp. It's the smaller one.
With a single device in it?
Yeah, I think I've got one.
Okay, it puts out about 60 or 70 watts, as I recall. I didn't even know we made one like that. Anyway, I may have some of those devices also. I got some old bipolars we could look through once we get the numbers. I can have Frank look and get the numbers off the ones I have here. It may not be device problem. It may be something stupid like a keying transistor or something, because I didn't get the impression that Richard did very much troubleshooting.
Well, we'll certainly find out, see what the story is. Okay, very good. Yeah, I'm here. I was just fiddling around in the ham shack here, trying to organize things. That's a never-ending battle.
I was going to say, what a hopeless task that is.
Well, there's always hope, but that's about all.
That's it, hope. All right, good enough. Good deal. Let me give you an update on the plans that we're trying to make here. There was quite a few people that want to get together on the next Ham Club meeting, and they said, "Is there anybody at the Bozo group going to be down at the Visalia convention?" And I said, "Yeah, but we also have that Friday night. Are you planning on? You've got to go. You've got to. I think you're going to help us on Friday get the booth set up, and then sometime late in the day when the booth closes at 5 o'clock, we drive back to the to Daryl's storage place and get everything going there. Isn't that your plan?"
Yeah, I was going to talk to you about that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, if that plan works out, and it's more important to get you guys going and whatnot. And but like you say, if the booth closes at I think they close at 5 o'clock on that day, and that's plenty of time for us to shut things down there, and then just go right into the meeting. That would be great.
And then we're planning on dinner afterwards. I got K7VO. That's Bob that I talk to every morning. He's the child psychiatrist, PhD, up from Olympia, Washington. He's coming down. He's going to stay with me on Friday night. And so he'll be driving also, but he'll have his own car. So I'll either ride with you or I'll ride with him, and we'll drive back over to the club meeting. He wants to go to the club meeting also and then go out to dinner with us, and we'll get as many of the Bozo guys as we can get at the dinner. Is it Denny's where we have dinner?
Yeah, right, at Shaw and West.
Yeah, that's a good place. I like that restaurant. They've done a very nice job to satisfy us, but we may have to have 2 tables this time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can arrange that. That sounds good. Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me about that. I was concerned about that. Yeah, that's that meeting is going to be tutoring on how to solder various things.
Well, yeah, and I don't think it'll matter too much. It'll probably be a fairly short meeting anyway, not that it matters. But usually we'll get out of there by 9 o'clock and get over to Denny's and get some dinner. But I think everybody's up for that. I would also invited KW6S, but looks like he's already got tickets to go to the contest dinner at the convention. So he's up in the air about whether he can join us for dinner at the club meeting.
Oh, that's too bad, because I'd sure like to visit with him. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, there's that dinner, because that John's going to be at that, so he won't be at the club meeting.
Yeah, I know that.
Right. Yeah, he mentioned it the other day. So, okay, very good. Well, I think that's about it for me then.
Okay, well, that's the stuff that's brewing here. I don't know. Do you know whether Matt's going to be at the booth on Visalia or not?
I was assuming so. I hadn't heard directly, though.
I haven't either. I'll have to ask him he wasn't home tonight when I came out here. I haven't had a chance to ask him, but we've got time on that. But anyway, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm going to get down there. I can go down there and help him set up, or I can go later. Bob is coming in about noon. But he would have to go to the airport. He's going to pick up a car and then drive back up and pick me up. That doesn't make any sense. So I'll probably just go in like I normally do on Fridays and grin and grip and wander around and help everybody get set up as much as I can. And then at the end of the day, we'll head the other direction back to Fresno. 7-3, Ken. Good evening. Rob, over to you. You may want to have a word with Ken before we go. K6MYC, I'm listening out.
stick around.
Okay, Mike, I could give you a ride down there, too. I wanted to definitely go to the convention this year, so I could go down Friday morning and then come back for the club meeting and do that stuff. Over.
Okay, hang on. I hear a break. Who is the breaker? K6MYC Bozo Net.
Oh, it's Dave LOL. I just wanted to tell Ken to stick around for that question.
Yeah, are you running barefoot?
Yeah, I don't have the amp on. Probably 10 dB weaker.
Okay, just let me turn around. Hang on a second and let us finish up, but I'll turn around because I can't copy you well enough without it.
Okay, I was only at 40 watts. I'm at 100 now. That might be a little better.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. I don't need to rotate with 100. Go anyway. Let Rob finish up with Ken, and then we'll take your question. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Mike, I was talking with you about maybe giving you a ride down early Friday if you wanted to. And I don't remember if I had something for Ken or not. How about it, Ken? Do you have something for me? Over?
No, not that I can think of. Sure enjoyed last night. I hope you guys did too.
Oh yeah. It's I got to do some pre-reading because the stuff I read, I had a chance of guessing at some stuff. But later on in the class, I hadn't read that stuff, and I didn't have a clue. Over.
Yeah. Well, once you're exposed to it, it's not that bad. But you gotta at least be exposed to it to be prepared, huh?
Yep, that's for sure. 10-4.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Mike. I'll be standing by here. WA60IB.
Yeah, by the way, KD60JD, Dr. Dan says hi.
Well, I haven't heard him in a while. You betcha. Is he still there?
Oh, yeah. I went in for an appointment with him today. He's my legitimate general practitioner doctor. Over.
Oh, very good. Yeah. You got to have what do they call primary physician.
I guess that's what they call them. Anyway, we had quite a chat. Nothing wrong with me, but we wanted to go over a blood draw, and we had a very quick meeting in December, but it wasn't a full, thorough meeting, and we did the rest of it today. And then I see him again in 6 months if I'm still here.
Well, I'm sure you will be, yeah. Yeah, PCP, primary care physician. You got to have one of those, and everything branches out from there, I guess.
Anyway, if we're done here, let me take Dave's question, and I'll go and get something to eat. Go ahead, Ken. If there's nothing else, then shoot it up to Dave there.
Okay, yeah, I'll just be listening here a little bit. And good evening to Dave up there. WA6LOL, WA60IB.
That's pretty funny when you say if I'm still here. I had a renter in a rental one time, and he was older, and he says, I'm getting pretty old. I was wondering if I could pay my rent a week at a time.
Oh boy, by the week, huh?
Anyway, yeah. You know what, and Mike, I found that Philistrand one source is DX Engineering. It's got that stuff that's about 3/16, and they want 99 cents a foot, so I can probably shop around and see what I can find. But anyway, that's I did find what you're talking about. I saw the different sizes.
Well, when you call about the lock blocks, we may have some of the plant, so ask what we charge for it.
EME, buddy, and
you guys double
on a TV transmitter that's good for 10 kilowatts if you have a 50-volt, 200-amp power supply laying around or can find one. And anyway, he's pretty excited about this thing, and he was saying that he thought that it was just going to put out maybe a kilowatt and a half or 2 kilowatts on a 2-meter narrow band like digital or, the kind of stuff we use, not, a 10 megahertz signal like TV stuff. And I told him I thought it was the other way around. If you have a transmitter that will put out 10 kilowatts and 10 megahertz wide, that if you go just a little narrowband signal, like a regular FM signal or a sideband signal, or a digital signal, that it would put out a hell of a lot more, because, that you're not distributing all that power over 10 megahertz. You're just concentrating. Am I thinking right?
Well, not exactly. Ken could answer that better than I could because he's more tuned to broadband TV transmitters or solid state. But no, basically it's the way the amp is designed, and it's probably getting most of it. You might get a smidgen more if you narrow banded it, but you'd have to retune the circuitries and all that kind of stuff in it. What I would tell him to do is just get a 50 volt, 50 amp power supply and run it, and he'll get 1,200, 1,500 watts out of it, and that's fine. Don't fight it. Just take what you get and don't worry about it. It'll be super linear, but he doesn't need to run 10 kW. He can't do it legally anyway. The most he can run is a kilowatt output legally, and I know he's going to be illegal, but 10 kW is ridiculous. He doesn't need that.
Well, yeah, I guess it's just kind of a dream because I'm not, going to put out that kind of money, and I don't think he is either. But the idea, just go get a 50 volt, 60 amp supply that's readily available and just use it as a legal limit type of a thing is probably some wisdom there. Yeah, I will tell him that. But yeah, I always thought that if you took a transmitter, kind of a transmitter, and spread 10.
Are you copying this, Ken?
Megahertz. That if you were just
not very much. I'm having trouble copying Dave.
Or just I don't know, just because.
Yeah, me too. KM6SR.
And put that much power out of that much bandwidth just seems like it would be
totally gone now.
I don't know when
I'll fill.
But anyway, well, it's kind of moot anyway because you can't run that kind of.
And I'm aimed right at him too.
Kilowatts on 2 meters. Wow.
Yeah, well, I think he faded down. He's got a VSWR problem, and it's also shutting the rig down. I don't think you're making 100 watts now, Dave. Everybody's lost you. Let me repeat the quick premise just for Ken. Ken is a fellow that he knows in New Zealand that's picked up a 10 kW solid state TV amplifier. And Dave was suggesting that if he tuned it narrow band, he could get a little bit more than 10 kW out of it. But what's the point, number one? Number two, that's probably not the case, because if it's 10 megs wide for some TV channel, narrowing it down to 1 meg wide or enough for a a 2 meter signal on moon bounce, he might get a little more, but nothing significant. It's not going to change because of the basic way the amplifier is designed and the transistors that are in there. Isn't that about right?
Well, yeah. The only reason it's 10 megs wide is that's the exciter. Yeah, if he, puts a regular exciter in there, the amplifier itself is just broadbanded. That's all. It'll accept that RF for that whole 10 megs. But yeah, if he just puts a regular, a 9700 or something like that driving the thing. You're not going to get any more power, and you're just not tuned as sharply because it's a broadbanded amplifier, which a lot of the amplifiers are. The narrowness comes from the exciter itself.
So, did you get that, Dave?
Anyway, oh boy, I'm overdriving it. Oh, wow, wait a minute, let me turn it down to, geez. Okay, I switched antennas here over to the 13s up there that are aimed at you guys, so I don't seem to have an SWR problem on them, so I think I could just use a different set of antennas that are aimed at you. Okay, all right, well, I just wanted to ask you guys, I was thinking that he could get quite a bit more if it was narrowband than if spread it all over the 10 megahertz, but I guess I'm not, my thinking is not right there. So, okay, well, I'm going to email him and talk to him about it and stuff because he's pretty excited about it. I think I would be too, so anyway. And, yeah, I told you, Mike, I found that Philistrand with DX Engineering, so I'll try and price it out and see what I got and maybe get some more. Anyway, you guys, thank you. Ken, good to talk to you. And And yeah, I wanted to know, do you guys need any help down there Friday morning? I guess the convention is Friday, Saturday, and maybe Sunday, so you guys are like starting out. Maybe I need to get a Piccadilly in Thursday and Friday, huh?
No, it's a setup for until noon on Friday, and the show actually opens at noon on Friday. So there's no reason to come down. We got plenty of hands to set our booth up. It's a nothing booth at Visalia, so that's easy. No worries about there. Just come your normal time, and the show opens at noon, and we're done. We go back Saturday, and it's all day Saturday. I won't be going in on Saturday, but I usually don't go in on Saturday. But you can. You can do whatever you want on Saturday. And then, but it's Friday and Friday night that we're going to do the Bozo thing.
Well, I guess then maybe I should come down on Thursday and stay, and then I can go Friday at noon down to Visalia, and then I guess it's, 45 minutes back up to the club meeting and the dinner and all that, and back to my room Friday night. Anyway, yeah, so, okay, well, I will just plan on maybe getting the hotel for 2 nights.
Okay, you could, yeah, that would be fine. Let's see, there was something on the amplifier thing. Again, yeah, just driving it, I would just tell him to just use the amp as a 1500 watt amp. He probably doesn't have, what power is he running when he worked you?
I think he's got about 800 watts he's been trying. He's got some kind of an amp, and he was the output filter. He was messing around with the size wires and was getting hot on them at 800 watts. And I'm not sure what kind of an amplifier he's using, but he did say that he was kind of struggling to get 800 out of it.
Yeah. I can't tell him what I know what I would do. I wouldn't worry about the 10 kW. I just get the biggest, beefiest single 50 volt 60 amp power supply he can get. Anything over 50 amps is fine, and that's 2500 watts, and he's probably going to get close to 1500 out of it, out of the amp. So it's it should be fine, and it'll give him a lot of headroom. 73 Dave, I got to get out and get something to eat. 73 to you, Ken. Ken, I'm sure you're copying Dave now with the amp back on again with a different radio. KM6SR, WA6OIB to take it, WA6LOL, K6MYC, clear listening, but I'll be clear.
Okay, all right, guys. Yeah, no, Dave. Yeah, you went up to an S9, S9 Plus with once you got the other antenna and all that good stuff in the amplifier. So good signal now. So okay, well, we're looking forward to seeing you over that weekend. Then that'll be cool. That'll be cool. All right, I'm gonna go in the house myself and get some paperwork done and whatnot. Working on taxes, getting things ready for the bookkeeper. So one of my favorite things. 7-3s, everyone. KM6SR and the gang, WA6OIB, 99.
We have Philistran at the plant, so why don't you call the plant about the lockbox, and you can find out if they've got some scraps of Philistran. You only need pieces that are 15, 20 feet long, something like that. You can splice it the same way. You can use lockbox to splice it. So I wouldn't worry too much about that. But see if we've got some pieces. We may even have a full roll of it because we use it for other things. And we may not have to charge you 99 cents a foot for it. So call Robert about the lockbox and then ask him about the 3/16 Philistran. It's called HPTG 1200. Hotel Papa Tango, Germany. HPTG 1200 is what you're looking for. Over.
Okay, HPTG 1200. I will do that. And all right. And yeah, this is going to be exciting at the DX convention. I'm going to be like a kid, like a tourist. It's going to be my first one. It'll be fun.
Ready? Yeah, that should take care of you. I'm pretty sure we've got some fellows on it. I may have some scraps here, too. I'll look through the pile of stuff that I got. I may have some that's long enough to do what you need to do, to just patch up one direct. You probably got enough pieces, but there may be one or two pieces you want to replace because they may be fragmented.
Okay, well, I'm just kind of thinking ahead. I'm a ways from getting it up and seeing, but I just want to have all the pieces so I don't have to stop once they get going. So, all right, Mike, K6MYC, Bryant, and WA6OIB, KM6SRR, WA6LOL going to be listening.
Yeah, go out and look at the antenna in the morning and see if you don't see some of those 1-inch square black plastic blocks with 5 holes in them. If you want to replace all of them that you would need if you went totally new Fellostrand, you would need 8 blocks, okay? 7-3.
Okay, yeah, I'll check it out and see what you're talking about. So 5 holes, I guess that means that you'd come in 1 hole, loop around, go through, and then out the opposite way. So I guess that's a way to lock them. Well, anyway, I'll see if they exist out there and how you're using them.
Yeah, Robert could send you a picture of it. There's a drawing that shows you how to string the wires. But you're just making a loop in the end that goes through a cable eye, over.
Okay, all right. Well, I will go see what that looks like, and then I'll know what I need.
Yep. Rob, yours. I'm sorry to take it. Go ahead, Rob.
Okay, Mike, 73 Ken, WA6OIB, KM6SR, and Dave, WA6LOL, KM6SR, 73. And I'll let you go there, Mike. I don't know whether if you want to ride down with Matt or if you want to go down with me Friday morning, that's available to you there, over.
It depends on how early Matt wants to go in. I don't want to get up and go in before 9 o'clock, but if he wants to get there earlier, then I'll go in with you, okay?
That sounds great, because I probably won't get up that early either. Thanks, Mike. K6MYC, KM6SR, 73. Oh.
Yeah, if we get there by 11 or even at noon, it won't make any difference, because I'm not going to help them set the booth up. They don't need any help. The booth is really a slam dunk at Visalia. All I'm there is to grin and grip, as I said.
Roger, yeah, I think I doubled in the beginning of your thing. Yeah, I remember when we were down there a couple of years ago or whenever it was. It's pretty simple. So, yeah, I don't get up that early either. So whatever works good, that'd be great for me, over.
Yep. Okay, 7-3. I'll see you. Talk to you tomorrow night.
Roger. Did you get about 35 tonight?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I got it right then. 73.
Oh, Mike, by the way, I got the email from from Robert about Dayton, so I'll get my reservations going here. WA6OIB.
Yeah, okay. I'm not going, but I'm sure you guys will have fun and enjoy.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I thought you were going to be going this year.
No, it's useless. I can't see anything, and it's frustration for me.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what Robert and I were there for, to go around with you and point out all of the beautiful sights. Hey, you're going to miss those sandwiches.
Yes, I am. Bring one back for me in your in your thermos, huh?
Yeah, in my luggage. So that'll be good by the time I get home.
Oh yeah. All right. We'll see you tomorrow night. Maybe get jump in here for a few minutes tomorrow night, 4:32. WA6OIB, KM6SRR, and anybody else, K6MYC, clear and closing. Good night, Aaron.
Yeah, good night, Mike. Taking the YouTube stream down right now. K6USY.
Roger. Bye-bye.